We pump those profits back into the profit cycle to generate even more profits. And I know what you're going to say. Profits? Yes, Stan. You're soaking in them.
Hey everybody, how's it going? It's your boy ExtrmWill, Extreme Tech. We're going to do another video here and take a look at Salad AI. What my 30 rigs are making. They're all running on Windows 10. We are on a new version update, 1.7.9. I was just supposed to make a quick fix to something, a little hot fix, so hopefully everything runs a little bit better. One thing I've noticed, I did need to do update all my NVIDIA drivers, and I think one thing I'm seeing right now that I just started to implement that I haven't really done yet, all of my WSL files need to be updated. So you can do that in PowerShell. Go into PowerShell. Let's show you real quickly here. Just go right here into PowerShell and just WSL space / dash update and click it, and it'll just run through and update real quick like that. I've noticed I'm having some problems with that, so this is something, if you are getting errors where it says everything's not working quite right, this is probably why. Yeah, so probably do need to go through and update all your WSL files. Let that just finish. So it does need to get done. I am having, if you're not getting jobs, that could possibly be why right now, because you're not up to date. Otherwise, it looks like this is all going pretty decently, other than a little bit of some weird hiccups here with doing updates. It looks like it has been for like the last 2 days. I've had a lot up in like this mid 40 kind of spot, saying 44 cents per hour. That's actually about $44 per day. I've had enough where it stayed down low with the updating. If we look altogether at like the 7 days, where yesterday was still $32.74 instead of being up at 44 because of a lot of the updating. I think everything right now except the 3090s looks like it's kind of running-ish. I don't think everything I have is actually running, but they are getting work and getting jobs kind of consistently right now, except I think for the 3090s. So day before that was $32. Day before that was $29.44. Day before that, this $18 here. This is where I lost internet, and I updated all of my NVIDIA drivers and then turned everything back on. I lost internet for like an hour or something. I had to reset it out in the garage. Kind of annoying, but it, kind of stuff like that, it can happen. So if it does, it's not the end of the world. It, it got back to going. It basically is a little bit better than it was going before. So I think with the new update and getting the internet fixed, kind of everything running a little better. I haven't gone through and updated my WSL files on everything so far, but I did notice I did have to do it on a machine right before I got this started, as I was going through and checking everything, and I think that's something that I think all of my machines do need, so I'll probably make a separate video on it. It'll just be like a 2-minute video, but I do think all of your WSL files do need to be updated right now, and that's probably part of the reason we're not really getting work, but it looks like it's starting to get back in there and doing all right, so hopefully we'll start seeing profits go back up, and we'll start getting jobs.
What do you want me to do?
I don't care. Yeah, get a job.
Oh, get a job?
Yeah.
Just get a job? Why don't I strap on my job helmet and squeeze down into a job cannon and fire off into Jobland, where jobs grow on jobbies?
Now we're wasting time. Will you just get out of
You
here?
want me to walk? I'm walking.
Just walk.
I think I've got that fixed and working right now. Hopefully that's hopefully that was right. So if that's not right, man, I'm sorry. I just sound checked it like 5 different times, and I'm like, why don't I just make a scene? I made the scene. I sound checked it in the scene. I think that's right. So hopefully it is, because that's one of my favorite little rants from Always Sunny. So hopefully that's right. Hopefully it worked right this time. I know the last one, I sound checked it, and it still messed it up. So hopefully with that making it as a cutscene, it'll work better. But yeah, sale looks like it's going pretty good. In like that $33-ish range. I think now that I have most of my machines updated, hopefully it'll get up into this 40, 45 per day kind of thing. So you can, if you average this out, these 15-minute blocks, it kind of winds up being about the same as a day, because you multiply it by 4 to give you an hour, and then by 24 to give you the day, so it's like 96. So you do like 96 times 100. So these 15-minute blocks, your average for 15-minute block for the day should be what you actually earn. So, I mean, I have some downtime here from the updating, so hopefully it'll all work out. If we start looking here at the demand, let's take a look at this. Kind of an important thing to be looking at now. The 5090s, I did take a minute to take a look. The best I saw 5090 doing in the last several days was making $9.27 a day. And the worst I saw 5090 doing was doing $2.62 a day. Doing like that 10.5 cents per hour, kind of what the 3090s used to do, the old 3090 job. So they look like they are pretty decent if you can actually get your hands on one and if it works. I'd like them, but I think right now the price on them is entirely way too high. I'd probably be much happier if I could get 4090s real cheap, but I haven't even looked to see what 4090s are going for right now either. If I could get two 4090s, I'd rather have two 4090s than one 5090. But I don't know if the 4090 prices have come down that much. I know it's just kind of sad right now that like the 3090 for so long was the basis of everyone's everything, and right now it's just kind of down there at the bottom doing nothing. Kind of weird too, the 4080 and the 5080 not really doing anything. I thought the 5080 would be doing much better. Kind of really disappointed the 5080 doesn't seem to be doing anything at all either. 5080 is the one I probably would have bought if I hadn't just spent all of my money on vacations. And like, we just got back from vacation, haven't even like, my ears are still clogged from flying on the airplanes. And my wife's already like, oh, we need to drop another like $1,500 on another cruise in a couple months. Because her friend's getting married. And it's like, I don't know where this money's supposed to be coming from for all these things. But if we hadn't been overspending on vacation, 5080 is the one I would have got. And I'd be disappointed because it doesn't look like it's getting any work. In here, other things that look pretty decent. You know, 3060 12GB card. Real solid. Kind of happy that one's up here. I got, I think, 4 of these. So happy to see this up here. Interesting too, you still see 20 series cards up here with 50 series cards, so you know, good variety of everything I think can be good. 4060 Ti's in here in low, kind of makes me a little sad. 3070s in low makes sense. I don't see why a 3070 should really ever be above low. I have 5 of them because they were mining cards. And I just wanted to get 30 rigs up and running. I'm like, these are the cards I have, so these are the cards I'm going to use. So I never really expect them to do anything. Them being above low still kind of shocks me because I think you get much better value. The customer gets much better value with the 3060. But with the 4060 Ti, I think the customer gets the best value with that. Gets way better value with that than they do with like the 4070 or at the 4070 Ti. So 4070 Ti Super even, I think. With the 4060 Ti, the 16GB variant, I think you get real good value. So that's kind of what I see there. So we've got 20 machines. No, we've got 30 machines. So we'll check the 3 4090s, the 3 3090s, 2 4070 Ti's, 1 4070, 3 4060 Ti's. These are the 16GB variant. 4 3060 Ti's. These are the 12GB variants. 3 3060 Ti's. Did one of them fall off? No. Yeah, there's 3 3060 Ti's there. I don't know why. I'm a little sick. It's kind of playing mind games with me, I guess. Let's see. And then we got 3 3070s, 2 3070 Ti's, and 2 3080s. So we'll take a look. This first machine here, AMD, not AMD, man. Intel Xeon 20-core processor, 128 gigabytes of memory, RTX 4090, storing... Well, it was doing 25.9. Now it says it's doing 27.6. So it's just moved up. At 25.9, which is the pretty standard thing, that's $6.21 per day. So this one just bumped up a little bit in priority and pay. But I'm still just going to say for right now, it's right on $6.21. I don't know where this is moving up to or what it's going up to, but I'm assuming it's going to go up and then probably come back down to the $6.21 per day. But if they want to pay me more, I will gladly take more. So if we go to the next one, I'm going to say we're going to do the update on this one right now, because I believe this should have to pick up a 10-cent job. Should be what it's trying to pick up. So, but anyways, this Intel Xeon, it's a 20-core and X99 motherboard, 120 gigabytes of memory. Come on. RTX 4090. I don't like how slow this is going right now to try to do this updating process. I don't know if they've made it to work better. It just seems to work weird now, but it seems to be weird. Let's go to the next one. So it's basically the same thing. I basically have 3 of these. So it's a X99 motherboard, Xeon 20-core processor, 128 gigabytes of memory, RTX 4090. This one looks like it must have just picked the job up. I'm going to assume this is doing 25.9 cents per hour at $6.21, because that's the pretty standard RTX 4090 job. But it looks like it just picked it up. This tells you your average for the last 5 minutes. So if you just pick a job up or just end a job, you get weird totals in here. So I don't think it's actually doing 78 cents or 0.78 cents per hour. I think it just picked up a new job. Let's see, is this one done yet? Yes, we'll finish this. And we'll come back into the WSL file. And come in here and chop now. Set up a container. Probably didn't need to do that, but I'm a little bit worried now because I think I do need to go through and update all my WSL files. But I don't want to do that here in the stream. I'll do that off stream and I'll make a separate video of it while I'm doing it. So, but it does look like it is back up and working now. So I imagine when it does get a job, it will pick up a job for 25.9 cents per hour, which is $6.21 per day. But it's currently not working. So I got a couple left to update. So this next one, AMD Threadripper 1950X, 16 cores, 64 gigabytes of memory, RTX 3090. These 3090s are not working. I do think I'm probably going to put this one back on the jellyfish warthog pool so I can mine warthog and get the bonus jellyfish with it. This thing tears it up pretty good. This Threadripper is definitely pretty decent on the warthog, so I'll probably get it over there. ZigX is supposed to be back up and working. I haven't been able to log into my account yet, but I've been sick, so I haven't done much of anything. Try going to work here and there on the days I gotta work, and like I worked and then I had off and then I worked and then I had off, and like I slept for like 30 straight hours and just kept flushing my ears trying to get this infection out of there. So being a little lazy and a real person. Alright, so let's go to the next one. Intel 12 cores, X99 motherboard, 64 gigabytes of memory. So this is basically a BC/PC combo kit that I put a 3090 into. This looks like right now it is doing a 10-cent job. So, I mean, at least that 3090 is doing something, I guess. This next one, alright, this one looks like it picked up a job. It just picked this job up, so this is not what it's actually doing. This is 12 core, 64 gigabytes, RTX 3090. It says it's doing 3.82 cents. Let's find out what it's doing. It's probably doing 10.95 cents at $2.62 per day is my guess, because that's your standard 3090 job. But this is within the last 5 minutes it picked it up, because it was not doing this when I checked everything right before I started the live stream, before I started my sound check. So just picked this up. So there is some 3090 work out there, even though it's in real low demand and priority. It's rare and it's hard to get, but there is some out there. So we go to the next one, 12 core, 64 gigabytes, RTX 3090. This one's not doing anything. And my last 3090, Intel 12 cores, 96 gigabytes, RTX 3090. This is my 3090 one that normally has work. Well, this one and the Threadripper will both normally tend to have work, and the other three won't. So this one's not working. So I think only one of my 3090s is doing a real job out of the 5. One of them doing a real job. So not terrible. I don't want to put those other 3090s necessarily over on Warthog. I mean, if they're not doing anything at all, maybe I will. But I don't really want to, just because it's so much electric usage, and that the BC/PC.com combo kit, it's probably better suited with like a 3060 or 3060 Ti or 3070 than I think it is with the 3090. The 3090 or a 3080, I think you're taking too much electric to really try to do it. So let's check out this next one here. Intel 12 cores, 96 gigabytes, RTX 4070 Ti. So this says it's doing 6.28 cents per hour. That's possibly right. So that's about $1.50 a day. So not terrible, not super amazing, but I'll take it. It's done a little better than this one's doing. So this one's 12 cores, 96 gigabytes, RTX 4070 Ti. This one's doing 5.5 cents. Is that $1.30? I should know this by heart. Yeah, $1.33-ish. $1.30, $1.33 per day. So standard low priority job. This next one, Intel Xeon 12 core, 64 gigabytes, RTX 4070. This one's currently not working. Not that surprised. My 4070 never gets any work. It's a little bit higher up there on the list, so it's got about a 50-50 chance of getting work in that moderate here. In the moderate. Everything in this moderate here, it's got about a 50% chance I can see of getting work. Low is you're probably 30%. High, you're pretty much 80% chance of getting work. Like, everything should pretty much have work if it shows up in there as high, but I don't expect to ever see the 4070 in high demand, so it's not necessarily the best card really for AI work. There's not enough VRAM in it, so I got it for mining. As when I started the salad, I just kind of converted everything I had over from mining and Chia and kind of threw it all together to make it all work, and then spent a little bit of investment to just get all the cards up and running. So using what I got, I think it's nice too to see the big variety of everything. I don't know why this one, is it just that one or all of them? Keep switching back. Maybe I was looking at stuff. So this next one, Intel 12 core, 64 gigabytes, RTX 4060 Ti. This one says it's doing 6.53 cents per hour, which I believe we looked at a minute ago. It should be about $1.50 per day, so that's pretty nice. This next one is crushing it. Intel 12 core, 64 gigabytes, RTX 4060 Ti. is doing 20.84 cents per day, which should be just under $5 a day. So that's really nice. Definitely overachieving a bit here for this card. It's definitely the high priority for this card. Very nice. I might be getting paid a little more for extra CPU cores or memory too. So they used to do these $5 jobs all the time, which is why I got 3 of them. But definitely nice to see it getting one now. So this is definitely a lot more standard here. So this is the 12 core, 64 gigabytes, RTX 4060 Ti. So in the 5.5 cents, this is $1.30. Standard low priority job. So then let's take a look here at the 3060s and the 3060 Ti's. There is a small chance when you're using the Chrome Remote Desktop that trying to create the virtual environment can mess up trying to do the AI virtual machining. For the most part, this seems to kind of be the best way to try to check this at scale. You're literally better off if you have individual monitors for everything to be checking it, but if you have a lot of machines, this is kind of the best way you have to do it. There is just a very small chance, probably have like a 1% to 0.5% chance that you can crash a job out when you do try to check it like this, but you can only have 20 of them open at a time, so you got to do it in sections. So this first one here, 12 core, 64 gigabytes, RTX 3060 is doing 5.5 cents per day, so that's $1.30. So that's pretty nice for these. This next one, Intel i7, 8 cores, 64 gigabytes of memory, RTX 3060 is doing 5.5. Oh, nope, it's downloading job. So this job's 5.5 cent job is done. I'm assuming it's going to get another 5.5 cent job per hour, which would be another $1.30 per day. Hopefully it's doing that and not a 10 cent job, not a 0.44 cent, no, 0.0044 cents per hour, because that would be a 10 cents per day. So hopefully it's just picking up and doing the same kind of thing it was just doing. Let's go to the next one here. AMD Ryzen 7, 5700X, 8 cores, 64 gigabytes, RTX 3060. This one's currently looking for work. If my ZX is up and working, this one may wind up going over onto Warthog because it probably crushes. So let's take a look at this next one here. AMD Intel i5. 6 cores. This one's weird. It's 6 cores and 6 threads. 64 gigabytes of memory. RTX 3060. This one's doing 0.0043 cents per hour. So this is doing 10 cent per day job. It'll be done with this in like a couple minutes. This machine absolutely stinks and is horrific at Warthog. Because it has the 6 cores and 6 threads, I have no clue really what this one is specifically. I kind of picked this up. Just kind of somebody threw it in as extra when I was buying. I think I was buying RAM and a power supply. And he's like, I'll throw all this extra stuff in too. And I was like, sure. And I was like, you know what? I bet you I can get this up and running on... what are we doing here? On Salad. And it got up and running on Salad. I was like, nice. I got another machine. But yeah, like this processor here, this chip is just weird. So this one does not work well on Warthog. I think it was getting like 100 terahash. It was really bad. It's really, really bad. This CPU just does not really work well for that. But it's pretty decent for Salad, so hopefully it'll end this 10 cent job in the next hour or two and then get like a $1.30 per day job. So let's go to the next one. i7. We got 8 cores. 32 gigabytes, RTX 3060 Ti. This is still running on version 1.7.8. I'm not going to update it until the job finishes, but it's doing 4.31 cents, which I don't think, oh maybe, no, I don't have this. It's about $1 per day. Yeah, it's got to be about $1 per day, because that's just move the decimal place from 1 from the 10 cent job, so. Yeah, that's one about $1. Not real great. The profit margins are definitely coming down a lot on these 30 series cards. They're still making some money. So it's not the point I feel like I need to necessarily be pulling them all off just yet, because they're not really going to be making more money necessarily over on Warthog. So, but we'll see. We'll see. I'll keep monitoring my margins and all that. This next one here, i5, 6 cores, 32 gigabytes, RTX 3060 Ti. Storing that 0.04, it was 0.0431, it just jumped up a little bit, so they may be starting to pay me a little bit more on this one, which would be nice. But this should be about $1 a day right now. What is this? That is, nope, we're not doing gaming on these. These are just for AI workloads. So this next one, AMD Ryzen 5, 3600X, 6 cores, 64 gigabytes, RTX 3060 Ti. This is doing 0.0486, so this is doing just a little bit over $1 per day. So that's pretty nice, I guess. Let's get in here. So let's go 3070s. I have 5 3070s, 2 3070 Ti's, and 2 3080s. So this first 3070s on the bc/pc.com combo kit. I took some memory out of this. I put it into another machine, so this one only has 32 gigabytes of memory. RTX 3070. This one's currently looking for work. This one's probably a pretty good candidate to go back over to doing Warthog, because it'll probably do like 350 mega hash or so. Not much of a problem. Let's see, this next one here, Intel i7, 8 cores, 64 gigabytes of memory, RTX 3070 is still on version 1.7.8, and it's doing 5.5 cents per day, so it's doing $1 or 5.5 cents per hour, so it's doing $1.30 per day. So I'm gonna wait until the job finishes before I do the update. Let's see this next one here. Alright, we're gonna install now. And I'm willing to bet this is probably one of the ones that I definitely need to update the WSL file. But I'm going to wait and let that error come up just to make sure I can film it correctly on one of these when it does come up. Let's take a look at the next couple of machines while that's updating. I'm just going to hit the retry button. I believe this is where it is here. Failed to start workload. Cell was unable to do the workload, so we'll come in here. I'm gonna run as administrator, and I have WSL update is one of the commands I've run. So, oh, no, it's on the most current version. So this one should be working. It's just being a jerk because I believe it's on the latest driver. Yeah, everything's on the latest driver. So. Must have just hit something weird, probably in the customer programming or in sales programming. Alright, next one, Intel i3, 4 core, 64 gigabytes, RTX 3070. It's doing 5.5 cents per day, so that's $1.30, or 5.5 cents per hour, $1.30 per day. This next one here. This is the one before I got started. It was having a hard time with the virtual machine, so I had to go through and update the WSL, and then now the virtual machine seems to be working just fine. So it's AMD Ryzen 9, 5900X, 12 cores, 64 gigabytes, RTX 3070 Ti. This one's currently not doing anything. I'd like to get this one over on Warthog too. This one crushes pretty good. I think this one does maybe like 450 mega hash. I don't remember. If this does 450, then the Threadripper had to do like 550 or 650, something like that. It was doing something crazy. I only had the Threadripper run for a couple days on it, though. I didn't see it as many times. But this one was the best one I had. This is second best behind the Threadripper. If I put a 3090 in here, this one would probably do better, but my wife might get mad if I start heating her office up that much. So let's go to the next one. AMD Ryzen 5 3600X, 6 core, 64 gigabytes, RTX 3070 Ti. This one's calculating. Another good one to throw over onto the Warthog, possibly. This next one, AMD, not AMD. I'm looking at it. Why am I saying AMD? I know it's not AMD. Very few of these are AMD. It's an Intel Xeon processor, 12 cores, 64 gigabytes, RTX 3080. It's like 5.5 cents per day, or 5.5 cents per hour, so that's $1.30 per day. So this last one here, i3 4 cores, 32 gigabytes, RTX 3080. This one looks like it's just doing a 10-cent job per day. It's in the fractions of a penny per hour. So that's looks like it just picked it up too, because it's not getting the full 10 cents. So let's finish this. And chat now. So if your WSL file is not showing up down here, that may be one of the signs that you need to update the WSL file. Alright. So that's pretty much that. Yeah, we're already at 31 minutes. So I don't think I'm going to go into any of the comments from the previous ones. Mostly it's people complaining that 3090s don't have any work, and that Salad seems like it's done if what was the most profitable card that you could have really anchored everything in isn't getting work. But there's work across... Oh, man, it just fell off a lot. Ugh. 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 Ugh.
Come on, what do you want me to do?
I don't care. Yeah, get a job.
Oh, get a job?
Yeah.
Just get a job? Why don't I strap on my job helmet and squeeze down into a job cannon and fire off into Jobland, where jobs grow on jobbies?
Now we're wasting time. Will you just get out of
You
here?
want me to walk? I'm walking.
Alright, yeah, definitely need some jobs. Oh, man. Yeah, basically, well, that would be like the 14090 job fell off. I updated a couple of machines, but yeah. Hopefully it'll get back into this, get back up into that upper 40 cents here in a couple of minutes. Sale definitely doesn't look like it's dead yet. It's not being as profitable as it was. Like my 30-day has definitely come down a lot. I mean, it wasn't that long ago. My 30-day was almost at like $1,300, and now my 30-day is like $860. Oh, so yeah, big 3090 customer would be nice. I imagine it's going to be coming back. I imagine they'll get another big 3090 customer, but for now, it may be worthwhile to just throw them all over on Warthog for a little bit and then wait till the priority comes back. So I figure what I'm going to do probably is monitor this, and then when I do change up, like at the beginning of the morning, I'll look like whatever time of day I decide I'm going to change everything up. Everything that's in low, I'll probably throw on Warthog, and everything that's in moderate, I'll probably just leave on Salad. It's kind of my rough mindset how I want to do this. I do need to see, though, if ZegX is actually back up and running still. Because if not, I need to find another place to mine to, and then I need to figure out how safe I feel mining to the other place. I kind of just want to mine to ZegX and then possibly swap the Warthog over for either Bitcoin or Solana, and then send it over to my more secure wallet. It's my thought, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what I do. We'll see how much I have in there. Like maybe if I have enough Warthog in there, I can, sell it. I plan to just kind of pay the electric out of pocket, and then with the Warthog, spend that on like equipment upgrades or working on getting a bag of more crypto. So those are kind of thoughts. That's kind of all I got for now. So like the video, like button, subscribe, come on back. I'll cover what my salad's doing and possibly what Warthog is doing and other stuff in the next one. I was going to complain about Captain America, the new movie. I liked it, but there's I don't know. Do you care? Alright. If you don't want to listen to me complain about Captain America, the new one, you can log off now. I'm not going to try to spoil it. I'm not going to discuss anything that's not in the commercials, but I liked it more when I saw it, and then now that it's been a day, there's some parts of it that frustrate me even more than I can begin to imagine how much they frustrate me. So the new Captain America movie came out. Brave New World came out yesterday, was it yesterday? Yeah, or today technically. It came out on Valentine's Day. I saw the Thursday midnight showing. I woke up at like 11 and was like, oh, why don't I go to see the midnight showing? It's in like half an hour or whatever. So I got up and went and saw it. I kind of really liked it. I thought it was a good movie, but some of the continuity stuff I just could not stand. I thought the fighting in it was terrible. The choreography of it was really, really bad. I don't know if they intentionally did that to try to like play down violence to kids. Because, I mean, yeah, you shouldn't really be teaching kids that they should be resolving all their issues by punching people in the face, I guess. The choreography to it, though, I thought was terrible. Not the worst thing in the world. Doesn't necessarily like ruin the movie for me, but definitely something that I just did not seem to care for. I didn't like the way they filmed it or did it, but I think they might have done it like that intentionally to, keep it PG-13 and try not teaching kids that just violence is the way. So I guess there's a point that's probably not that bad, but didn't care much for that. Also, I do not like it when the preview shows more than like the first 5 to 10 minutes of the movie. I don't think the preview should show anything past the first act of the movie. It shouldn't at all. It's terrible. There's no reason to be showing the end of the movie in the preview. You ruin the entire movie. I knew everything that was going to happen in the exact order it was going to happen. Nothing was surprising because they showed every single major CGI scene in the preview. And it's like, okay, these have to happen chronologically this order. So, like, even though the movie was written really, really well, they massively undermined all of the good writing and plot points that they did by the way they did the preview. Just irritated me to no end. And then probably my biggest gripe, even more than the preview, because like I try avoiding the previews for the sole purpose of I don't want it to be ruined. Like Game of Thrones did that for me like a long time ago. Like Tyrion was supposed to die at the beginning of the one season, yet they showed him standing next to Daenerys in a Colosseum, which was like one of the last episodes of the season. So like you knew he was going to live and survive at least to that point. So like it ruined the suspense for a large majority of the season because they kept putting him in these spots like, oh, is he finally going to die? Is he finally going to die? Well, I know he's not going to die because he's in this other scene later. I hate when movies do that. It's like it drives me insane. Like, oh, pay attention to what you're doing with your promotions. I don't want to know everything that's going to happen in the entire movie. Like, I think the best previews should literally just be like the first three. Should just show you clips from like the first 3 to 5 minutes of the movie, and that should be it. It should not show you anything past that. If they can't get you to go see it from the first 3 to 5 to 10 minutes of the movie, then you probably shouldn't be seeing the movie. So yeah, the last point I have that really drives me insane. Some of like the legality issues of what's happening in the movie. The way the Secret Service agents work in particular, I think every single Secret Service agent in that movie deserves the death penalty and to be brought up on treason. They were horrifically bad. That is not how you do your job as a Secret Service agent. Your job is to protect the president, so that should be your priority, protecting the president. That's the job. So just kind of horrific. Some of the way that some of that stuff acted out. Like, they didn't show a lot of what happened after it. I'm assuming the president kind of pardoned everybody. He was like, my bad. You're allowed to pull out your gun and shoot at me. That's fine, Secret Service agent. I did not like it at all. I thought this horrifically bad writing. They should have basic understanding of how mutants work in a universe where there are mutants. These, they're supposed to be elite kind of soldier people, Secret Service agents. Like, they should have a basic understanding of what's going on. If there's a chance that you're going to encounter people who have like superhero powers. You should have a basic understanding of how to deal with people with superhero powers. Yeah. Other than that, I thought the movie was great. Probably still above average for a Marvel movie. Probably the worst Captain America movie, just because I think that the Captain America series specifically has been like the best. I think, Winter Soldier is probably Marvel's actual strongest standalone movie. Civil War, I love Civil War. Probably like, Infinity War Light. But yeah, I love Civil War, and the original Captain America I think is still amazing, absolute banger. I like the new one. I didn't like a couple little things. I didn't like the fighting. I didn't like the fact they showed every major scene in the preview, so you constantly knew what was coming. Like it was written so well to have so many really good surprises in it. But if you've seen the preview, like, every single surprise that's coming. Like, there wasn't a moment I was like, oh man, it really came together like that. Because like, no, it's how I expected it was going to come together from seeing the previews. Like, I thought they took all the suspense out by doing a bad job at the previews. And then some of the legality with how people in the government should be acting and responding to things. Like, I guess I have issues too with the warships and all that too, and some of like the standard protocols, kind of what you do, and like if somebody does go rogue, like, is this gonna create war or not create war kind of thing? I don't know. Hopefully I didn't spoil it, but I tried not to. If you like my take on it, if you didn't like my take on it, I guess I don't care. It's my take. I wanted to tell somebody about it, and I guess I'll just throw it here on the end of this. So, yeah, that's it for that. So, if you liked the video, like button, subscribe, come on back. If you have other gripes about the Captain America movie or don't like my take on the Captain America movie, you can leave them down below, and I'll talk to you next time. Peace.